Hey y'all, it's Debbie with Tailored by Debbie, and today I'm going to show you how to take these circular beaded wreath frames from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to turn it into a pumpkin beaded wreath. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is cut these tags off. Alright, let me get my camera adjusted here. There we go. We're going to cut those off. Now we're going to leave one of them just as it is. Okay, then we're going to take the next one and we're going to cut one side of this little hook off. We're going to leave the other one on there, and we may need our pliers. Let's see. Let's get our pliers to gently pull this off, and your beads are going to start coming off. But we want to get this other little side where it's hooked off. So you just need to bend it back a little bit and take this out. Just bend this rounded part right here back a little bit and slide this off. It's a little easier said than done. But I'm gonna lay this down right here and just try to bend the piece that we cut off open. Let's see here, just so we can slide it through there. There you go. Just kind of pull it until you get that off. All right, because we need to have different size circles for this craft. So I'm thinking, let's see how many beads came out naturally here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's take 10 off. And then we're going to see about how big that would be inside here. I think I'm going to take a few more out. 11, 12. We're going to leave it at that. Okay, then we're going to push the beads over. And then we're going to thread. We're going to thread that wire back through there. And then we're going to bend it over. Okay, so we've just made us a smaller beaded circle. So you just want to bend this back over, kind of like it was. Take your pliers, squeeze it together. We want to leave just a little bit at the top, so we'll have somewhere to attach them together. A little bit of space, so it's okay if those beads don't match up all the way to the top. Just cut that wire off, and we're going to set it to the side because we might use that to wrap these together. Then you're going to squeeze that together so it won't come apart with pliers. So you're going to need your wire cutters and a pair of pliers. All right, so now we've got one that we took 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beads out. Now you can put these beads aside, y'all, and make a beaded garland or something with them, okay? So we're just going to set those aside. So we have one full one that we took 12 out of. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to cut off the end. Okay, this time we're going to take out a few more beads. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to take out 16 and we'll see how that looks. Okay, we got to get this little thing off. And I'm just going to take it and try to open that up a little more. Pull it through here. It's actually easier to take this hook and open, just kind of hold the wire, take the pliers and just kind of open that up, and that'll slide right off. And we're going to push it back down, not all the way though, because you want to be able to stick this wire through it. You still want to have that little loop right there. And we're going to stick this wire through it. Okay, we're going to see, we're going to have to take some more off. So that was 16, 18, 20. Let me see how that looks. Push that back through there. No, we want to take out more. 22, 24, let's try 26. We want the sizes to get gradually smaller. And y'all will see why in just a minute. I think 26 is going to be good. So we're going to go with removing 26 beads from this third one. And then we're going to bend that over. I'm going to cut it off with our, let me throw that little hook away. We're going to cut this off and leave enough so you can bend that wire back down. And then you're just going to take this little piece of metal and you want to take your pliers, get the little beads out of the way, and push that back down to close it. Just, you know, just get it closed where it's not going to come out. See where it's not going to come out and it's going to stay. All right, now we want to take these and kind of make them ovals. Okay, instead of circles, we're gonna squish them. Just take them and squish them. This wire is really easy to shape and form, so we just want to kind of squish them almost into a football or an oval shape. And this is the full one. Okay, let's see what I'm doing here. We're going to take these and we're going to make them into a pumpkin. So we want the tops and the bottoms to meet, but we want the sides to have kind of graduated sizes. All right, so this is kind of the look we're going for with this. Just going to do them like that. And this one's almost round in the middle, but that's okay. We can squish it together and make it, it kind of looks like a pumpkin to me. All right, I think these are going to be too wide, so I'm going to get my smaller wire. Let's see, did I put it back in here? I've got this floral wire. It's 24 gauge. It's very, very thin. See, I bought this at Hobby Lobby, but you can also buy floral wire at the Dollar Tree. So we're going to start at the top. I'm going to take a piece and just cut it, I'd say about 4 or 5 inches long. So it's probably about 5 inches on each, so 10-inch piece or so. We'll cut that off. We're going to wrap it around this small one first. Just kind of the figure 8 wrap. That's one of my favorite ways to wrap when you're putting something like this together. And then we're going to take it and bring it up here to this one. And we're going to kind of figure 8 wrap them together the best we can. Okay. And then we're going to come up here to the very top and finish off by wrapping all 3 of them together, y'all. You might want to cut it about 12 inches because this might be just a little bit short. Okay, so we're going to do it like that. And when you're doing that last one, wrap some of it in one direction and some of it in the other. Then you can bring them to the top and twist them to secure them together. So we're just going to take those wires and we're going to twist them together like this. Okay, and this is going to be covered up with a bow, so it's not even going to matter. And I'm wondering if we should just let the bottom part hang free, because once you hang it on the door or a wall, I think that's going to look pretty. So we're just going to leave that bottom part loose. Just kind of tuck that wire under. Okay, and now we're going to make a stem for this. Okay, I've got my hot glue on over here, and I don't guess it matters which side's the front or the back. They both kind of look the same. But what I'm going to use is these craft sticks that I first painted with Waverly chalk paint in the color Mineral. And then I took my antique wax, which is also made by Waverly, and I just got a real stiff brush and dry brushed on the Waverly antique wax. And y'all, I can't place my antique wax. Here it is on my table. This Waverly antique wax, and I just dry brushed it on there. Okay, and it kind of makes this look like wood, and this is what we're going to use for our pumpkin stem. I'm going to put 2 of them together, and I'm going to take just a regular pair of scissors. Now, you don't want to use your good fabric scissors for this, but I'm going to kind of cut, because pumpkin stems are not perfectly square. And then this one, I'm just going to kind of cut at an angle. Okay, there we go. So I've got 2 of them, and I just kind of cut them the same way. So now I'm going to take and, let's see. I'm going to hot glue those together. Push this out of the way. Just so we made it a little bit thicker. And you could stack as many of these on top of each other that you wanted to, but it'd be kind of hard to cut them if you stack too many together at one time, unless you had some good metal tin snips or something. All right, so we've got that put together. Now I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper and just sand off those kind of rough edges. All right. Let's see here, y'all. Got my cord closed up in my drawer. There we go. It was not wanting to let me open my drawer here. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper, and I'm just going to kind of round that off to make it look more like a finished edge for my pumpkin stem. And I'm just using 120 grit sandpaper that's well loved. I've used it for lots of things. You can just kind of take that and sand the edges. And that's going to give you, you know, an irregular shaped stem top. So now we're going to figure out how high we want the stem sticking up. And I'm probably going to stick it up about that high. Probably about that high. Okay. Then I want to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue just right here. And y'all, I'm going to cut this straight across because I don't want that stem coming out the bottom. Just wherever you decide how long you want yours to be. Just cut that off. And when you put more than one together, it is harder to cut. Then I'm just going to lay that. I probably need to reheat that hot glue a little bit, because it does harden up pretty quickly, y'all. And you can just stick the tip of that hot glue tool right back on it, and it'll soften it right back up. So that's going to be kind of our preliminary hold. That's not going to be what I use to permanently attach this. I'm going to take some of this wire that we used to put the pumpkins together, and we're going to wrap it just around the base of the stem. I'm going to come up under here. I'm going to go through one of these, any one of these little holes that you can get that wire through. Okay, and then just give it a couple twists to kind of attach it 3 or 4 times. Trim off the short end, don't trim off your long end. And then we're just going to take this and do a figure 8. See, that hot glue will not hold it, so this is going to secure it much better. We're just going to kind of figure 8 around the top of this pumpkin to attach our stem more securely onto our little beaded pumpkin. Okay, just back and forth, pull it tight. Now it's going to stay, y'all. I'll show you what the back looks like. We're just wrapping it around and around, and I'm going to come up here on top and then down, top and then down. Oop, I've done got my wire a little bit twisted right here. Let me cut that off, because I think I've got it good enough on here. You just want to make sure you're wrapping it around and around to hold that on there better. And then I'm going to stick it back through underneath some of this wire. Okay. Just kind of wrap it underneath a few times. And that'll kind of be like a knot, so to speak. Just kind of wrap it around and around and inside a piece of wire that was wrapped around it. And then just stick it down in there. So y'all, now our stem is on there. And we're going to be able to attach a bow right here that's going to cover all that up. Okay, so next I want to put some leaves on here. So let me get my leaves. Okay, y'all. Next, we're going to use some leaves that I bought one of these Floral Garden pumpkin filler picks from the Dollar Tree. And what I've done is I've pulled a couple leaves off of a different one that I had. And then it comes with these 3 pumpkins. And you can just pull them off. So I put these over here. We may use those. We'll have to see once we get to that part. And then I have this wired raffia that I love to use to make the little tendrils for the pumpkins. So we're going to use that. And you'll need something like a wooden dowel or a thick marker or something like that to wrap it around. But next I want to put a bow on here. So I'm going to move our pumpkin out of the way. And I'm going to bring my Easy Bow Design Pro over here. And I did buy this on Amazon. I have a link in my Amazon recommendations. I'll put that in the description below if you want to see about getting one of these. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a 10-inch loop. I mean a 10-inch tail. And y'all, I have a video that shows you how to make this bow. So I'm not going to sit here and, you know, show you step by step right now. You can go and it's one of the very first videos that I made, and it's a black and white buffalo plaid ribbon. So just search for that video and you can go back and watch, and I'll teach you step by step how to make this bow. But for this one, I'm going to do 4-inch loops. And I'm going to go ahead and make this, you know, I think three on each side is going to be about what I want to do for this one. We're not going to do the 10 loop. We're just going to make a 6-loop bow. And I think I got 3 on each side. So that's our last one. Go ahead and cut this over here at 10 inches as well. Okay. If you've watched me for any amount of time at all, you know I like to secure my bows with a pipe cleaner, or a chenille stem, some people call it. It's just easier for me. And I bought this ribbon at my wholesale wreath supplier, which is Sims Pottery. And if you have a sales tax ID number, you can order from them online. It's SIMS Pottery. Sims Pottery. Okay. So I've got my bow made. And I'll fluff it once I get it on the pumpkin. Just kind of shaping it a little bit right now. Getting our tails down. Bring our pumpkin back over. Okay, I want to cover up this. So I'm going to go between the top 2 rows of our pumpkin beads. All right. Let's make sure our tails are going down. Let's see. Once we fluff it, it's going to cover that up. And we can put some leaves and other things in there too. And this is also going to help hold our stem on. And y'all, we can take this, twist it a few times, and then come up here, take these 2 top ends and twist them around and around and make us a hanger at the same time with the same chenille stem or pipe cleaner that we use to attach our bow. So it's kind of a dual purpose. Okay, now that can be to hang our wreath as well. pull these tails down to the center. Let me turn it around. It's upside down for me and you right now, but that's the way I like to fluff the bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fan these out. I want kind of one going up, one going down, one going out to the side, one going out to this side. Let's see. Bring that tail around that loop. I want a couple of loops kind of in the middle. So I've got like a plus sign and then a couple of loops just stuck up here in the middle. Let's bring this one over to the middle. So kind of like that. Okay. Kind of a plus sign on the bottom and then two just in the middle. And then I'm just going to round these out in the middle, kind of diagonally. So this is not one of our big real full bows, but it's still going to have a presence on this wreath. This wreath is not that big, so I didn't want to, you know, put a 10 loop bow on it. But I think that looks pretty, just like that. Okay, I want to kind of spread it out so you can see our stem there. And I'm going to dovetail, and I don't want these going below the bottom of our pumpkin. So I'm going to dovetail probably till they go about right there. Okay, just kind of measure it. And I do teach you in my video too how to do the dovetails. Okay, so we've got that on there. I'm loving how this is looking, y'all. Okay, this is so cute and it was so easy to do and very inexpensive. You can buy ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Just make sure whatever ribbon you buy to make your wreath bow, that it is wired ribbon. Because wired ribbon makes it to stand up. If not, it's going to be, if you don't have wired ribbon, I'd make one of the messy bows. And it would look good on this as well. Okay, so now we have these leaves. And I want to stick some leaves in here. I'm going to stick them in the bow so they're kind of coming up out of the bow. Let's see, probably down here. One there. And then maybe one over here. I don't know, y'all. We might need bigger leaves on this one. Let me see. We might need some bigger leaves. I think we do on this one. And kind of have them coming out to the side right there. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so I'm just going to take some hot glue. And we're going to glue these in. Just going to put some glue on the... We got a glue booger hanging down. Going to put some glue on the stem part here, and these are just some I pulled out of a hydrangea pick that I bought at Walmart. I used the hydrangeas on a wreath, and I did not use the leaves, and I always save stuff because you just never know when you're going to need them for something like this. I like the bigger leaves on this one with the big bow. If we had made a messy bow, the smaller leaves probably would look better, but, and I'm going to have one kind of going down and one kind of going up. Because on a real pumpkin, things are not 100% symmetrical, okay? Just going to kind of shape these beads so they gradually get smaller. Okay. This is also going to be linked in my Amazon favorites. I'll link it to... I'll put both of those in the description box of this video. I'm just going to cut off a piece. Let's see how long this is because I know you're going to ask me. I'm going to do two that are about 25 inches long or so, just approximately. And then I'm going to take my wooden dowel, kind of come over here in the middle. I'm just going to wrap around every bit of it till I get to the very end, and just going to leave probably a couple of inches on the end, and then scrunch it together. And y'all look how easy, how fast, how cute that is. So now I just want to take that, and I'm going to probably just need about an inch, not two. We're just going to stick that in there kind of on top of that leaf, so the leaf will help support it a little bit. We're just going to kind of lay it Lay it in there on top of the leaf like that. But isn't that cute? That just adds a little something extra. And this stuff does come unrolled when you first open it and, you know, start unraveling it. So what I do is just take a piece of painter's tape and stick that end down so it won't keep unraveling. So now we're going to make our second one. I've just got a wooden dowel that I saved, and I use it for things like this. When I need to wrap wired anything, I use this wooden dowel. So we're only going to leave about 1 inch this time. Okay, just wrap it, scrunch it together, and then pull it off. And y'all, that is the easiest way. You can make it shorter for shorter projects, but on this one we needed it to be long so it would show. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it. And then we're going to stick it up in there. And that's it. I hope you guys will give this a try. If you enjoy what you see on my channel, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and click the bell so you'll always be notified when I put out new videos. And share it with a friend that loves to craft too, y'all. I would really appreciate it. It really does help me out. Helps me out a lot when you comment, hit the love or like button. I appreciate you watching my videos. Appreciate y'all being here. I also do live tutorials on Facebook. So if you have Facebook, go over there and follow me on Facebook, and you can learn some other crafts over there as well. They're different than the ones I upload on YouTube. But thanks again for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.